Howdy, Luke here. I'm sitting outside of Oasis Diner in Plainfield, Indiana. I just finished spending about 2 hours in the spot there, drinking coffee and doing the last read through for my next book, Molkahete and Me: The Tao of Grief, a book of haiku poetry. And I was going to do a little catch-up video that I've been planning to do for months and months, but I'm not so much a fan of being on camera these days. Um, and I was gonna do a little video over on the old picnic table in the park just to my left, uh, maybe 75 yards, but it's raining, so I'm adapting. And I'm sitting in my old '96 Chevy S10 pickup truck. Um, to borrow from the actual pedestrian bridge adjacent me, and also tired cliches. There's a lot of water that's gone under the bridge in the last 4 years, so I can only do so much justice to that by way of a little shotgun blast video. But for people that have been listening to my music for however many years, 20, I guess, and reading my books for about the same length of time, um, thinking of what was it, John C. Riley in Step Brothers, when the one guy was reading his resume when he was looking for a job. He said, and I went Kerouac on everyone's ass for like, I don't know how many years, 20 years or something like that. Hilarious movie. But as far as performing and making videos and all that kind of stuff that I used to do before May 2020, I've kind of gone Kerouac on everyone's ass for 4 years. I haven't played any concerts since Nathaniel, my son, passed away, and I've only done one booked gig, which was a poetry reading that kind of fell in my lap a few months ago, although I had a good time. I think with grief and processing all of that, separation and divorce some years ago, between that point A of losing my son and the current present moment being point B. And there's been so many good things that have happened in the last 4 years and change. But um, it's made my orientation to performing in public and being on camera and stuff like that just a little strange for me. And I haven't 100% or maybe even 90% or 75% gotten my feet back under me in that sense. I know that I want to perform again, music wise, and I will, I think. But dates to be announced in the future. Nonetheless, I was on the heels of publishing Mixed Fruit Jelly and Razor Blades when Nathaniel passed away. And so obviously that became not important for a good span of time. And then I ended up publishing that book in 2022, basically 2 years ago. Did not have the emotional energy or really the time to properly release that book. But it was very important to me that I made the book live so it could be purchased, and not to feel like I was running too many years behind on publishing things. And then what has become the next book that is almost out. I have not chosen the release date yet, but it's very soon. Um, that book is titled Molkahete and Me, The Tao of Grief. Really, that book covers a 3-year span from the day Nathaniel left to go on some travels until a little over a year ago. So it was 3 years and a smidge. Um, and that's all just haiku poems that were written across that span of time, all in chronological order. I'll do, I'm sure, some other videos in the future that address that more and all that kind of stuff, what that book's about. And I hope you buy it and read it. But there are approximately 3 other books, the next 3 books that are already written. It's just a matter of catching up on that. But nonetheless, I haven't published maybe anything, or I can't even remember if I published anything on my blog over the last 4 years. If I have, it's been extremely sparse and a good while. I've written plenty of new music, have not released any. Written tons and tons of things down, which has been primarily an outlet since I haven't been performing. But this video is primarily about the next, well, I guess it's about the fact that the next phase for my publishing and or music is beginning. And I don't know exactly what that looks like. But I'm taking one step at a time. And just like doing this video, which is genuinely somewhat uncomfortable, I restarted it a few times just because I don't know exactly what it is, but before having a certain amount of broken parts jostling around inside, it was much easier to just be on camera, do live videos and things like that. I really enjoyed it, and I do miss it to a certain extent. I definitely miss playing music out, but I haven't been ready to do it again. And I guess I'll know when that is. But for the tens of people that it may or may not matter to, I say that kind of tongue in cheek. My next book is right on track to be published very soon and to be available, first in paperback and soon to follow ebook and hardback on Amazon. Previous books on there as well, at least the last 3 or 4. Some of my old books I need to get back in print that existed before modern publishing. And I know this is kind of a belabored video and just rambling. I didn't have notes and just wanted to just do a little catch up, I suppose. But anyway, pushing forward for the future, music, concerts to be determined. When I'll start doing that again, I want that to just kind of happen naturally. I don't want to drag my feet. I also don't want to jump into doing anything before I'm really feeling good about it. But I really do feel good about the music that I've written, the songs over the last few years. So that's pretty cool. And I'm genuinely excited about Molkahete and Me, which, of course, all these poems are just things I've written in my journals and so forth, in a therapeutic sense over the last 4 years. And then they became this book. So I'll keep you posted on that. And until my next shabbily put together and meandering video, have a good day.